Hello, my name is Brady Baxter. I am a junior technically here at Alabama A&M. I am also on the baseball team here at Alabama A&M. Today we're going to go over financing and capital and how to really know what to do if you're trying to start up a small business. Let's get into it. The first question is, why is it difficult for most small business owners to raise the capital needed to start, operate, or expand their ventures? Starting or growing a small business can be really hard because getting enough money or capital is very tough. Most small business owners don't have $1,000 or even $100,000 just sitting around to fund their business. Banks usually want a proven track record of success from the business before they even give you a loan to help start the business up. Plus, investors are careful because small businesses are very risky. From my perspective, even when I think of investing in something like a baseball camp or a small project, finding people willing to lend or invest money is one of the hardest parts. You see this a lot nowadays with NIL. NIL is very crazy in today's sports world, and it's awful. And me being an athlete, I don't even try to get my time into it because of everything around it. But NIL, you have to build from the ground up. I have to start it from my roots and from my perspective and reach out to all these people to get it started. And this is basically what I see in this question. The second question is, what is capital? Capital is basically the money or resources a business needs to start like to grow, to even get the money and to get money in their business. That could be cash, equipment, or even property. Having just a place to go to sit there and actually work on the small business and get things done. Without capital, a business can't pay employees, buy materials, or invest in marketing. And investing in marketing is very important. Very, very important. Getting it out there and getting your brand out there for people to see is the most important thing for a small business. I've seen this in sports too, without like the right gear or money for travel, which you see a lot nowadays in like D1 sports or just your travel in sports. Most people don't know this, but you only get a certain amount of money from the school to help fund your travel and do all this. Question 3, define equity financing. Equity financing is when a small business owner raises money by selling part of their ownership in the company. This could be shares of percentages of profits. Basically, you're giving investors a piece of your business in exchange for the money you need. In my experience, it's kind of like when teammates share responsibilities or resources. Everyone has a stake in the outcome. Question 4, what advantage does equity financing offer over debt financing? The biggest advantage of equity financing is that you have to pay back the money like a loan. Debt financing, like a bank loan, has to be repaid with interest, even if the business fails. Equity investors take a risk with you. So if things don't go well, you don't owe them money. Personally, I think this is less stressful because when I'm recovering, let's like tie it in for baseball, I'm recovering from an injury. I know that pressure can make things worse and make my elbow worse. The same idea applies to business. Less pressure from debt can let the business grow. So the less pressure you are, the way more your business can grow. Question 5. If an owner lacks sufficient equity capital to invest in the firm, what options are available for raising it? If an owner doesn't have enough money to invest, they can look for outside investors. This could be friends or family, angel investors, or venture capitalists. Another option is crowdfunding, where lots of small contributors from the public add up. In my experience with baseball, getting sponsorships or support from the community feels very similar. That is a lot of things we do at the D1 level as we go out in the community and try to get people to support us. We try to raise money for our travel, for our gear, and just everything. If you don't have the resources, you find people who believe in your project. And I think that is what this question is asking, is that you have to find the people that will help build your project. And that is very important in small businesses. Question 6. What guidelines should an entrepreneur follow if friends and relatives choose to invest in her business? I think this is something you have to be very, very careful with. Letting friends and family get into your business can be very, very risky. You need to make sure that everyone that is trying to get invested or want to get invested need to know everything that could possibly happen. The company, where the company's at, what the company's doing, where the company wants to go. They just need to know everything, and communication needs to be clear. That is the most important part of this question. Just communication, talking and getting things through, so that if something goes wrong and the business starts struggling, that you communicate it, and so that they know what they need to do from their perspective. Question 7. What is an angel investor? An angel investor is a wealthy person who invests their money in a small business or to help start up a small business usually in exchange for equity. They often give advice too, not just money. This is very important. Sometimes money can only help so much, but experience and someone helping you that has went through the same thing as you or has just been there can help give advice to help lead you in the right path to help get you where you need to go. I think of them as mentors in the business world, just basically as like a coach is to us, or coach is to me, not just us, but me. They see the potential I have, and they try to help me succeed in every way possible. With that's just physically helping me get physically right for baseball performance, or just getting mentally right. And I think a small business is very mental. You gotta be mentally strong to get through it. Assemble a brief profile of the typical private investor. A typical private investor is someone with money to invest and experience in business. They usually look for businesses with growth potential and a solid plan. They want to help business succeed, but also expect return on their investment. From my perspective, from playing baseball, it's like looking for a trainer who knows the game. They will help guide you, but also expect a lot of results out of it. I think this is a good for some small businesses that have the money to, or just believe in their product that they're going to succeed that much. But I think this is something you have to keep a close eye on and make sure that is the right thing to do before you actually do this one. Question 9. How can entrepreneurs locate potential angels to invest in their businesses, or just their business? Entrepreneurs can find angel investors through network events, business groups, or online platforms, or even personal connections. But yet again, this is another thing. If it's a personal connection, I'd be careful and make sure that you're not just doing it out of spite. Just make sure everything has a direct plan behind it. Going to startup conferences or pitching events help too. I think it is like joining a baseball league or tournament. If you don't put yourself out there, no one will know your skills. This is basically like getting recruited in high school. You just got to show every college your skills and what you can do. Question 10. What type of businesses are most likely to attract venture capital? Venture capital usually goes to businesses that can grow fast and make a lot of money, like tech companies, apps, or anything medical, honestly. The medical field is continuously growing, so anything in that will usually see a very big growth, and that's where the money is. These businesses are very high risk, but can give investors big returns. Small local businesses might not attract venture capital as much unless they have a unique idea with a big market. In baseball term, it's like scouting top talent. Investors go where they see the biggest potential impact. This is like what you see in the MLB draft. You see people get all this money, so they go scout these people and look at them. It's just like the MLB draft. In conclusion, summing up, starting and growing a business is challenging. Money starting is probably your biggest problem. But if you have the money, it could also be your biggest success. Just starting it, having that money, getting a place where you can actually start the business and get it growing is very important. Whether it's friends, family, angel investors, or venture capital, every option has its risk and rewards. I've tried these ideas to my personal experiences, and I hope it gives you a better idea of how small businesses get funded. Thanks for watching.